If you're still sleeping on Shedeur Sanders, go ahead and hit snooze for the last time, because this week, he woke up the entire building. In a practice that wasn't even supposed to be headline-worthy, Shedeur didn't just show up, he straight up stole the show. Solo drills, meaningful reps with Brown's wideouts, making throws that looked like they were coming from a starter, not some emergency quarterback buried on the depth chart. Yeah, that happened. And now, everybody's talking. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Because this wasn't just another solid day at practice kind of performance. This was the type of day that shifts energy, the kind that makes even the most skeptical coaches look at their notes and go, wait, are we sure this guy's not ready? Shedeur Sanders, son of primetime himself, Deion Sanders, came into Cleveland with expectations, sure. But this is different. This is momentum. This is hunger. This is a quarterback, making it impossible to ignore him any longer. Let's paint the scene. It's 1 week out from the Browns' season opener against the Cincinnati Bengals. A standard practice. Nothing too flashy on the surface. And then out trots Sanders, quiet, focused, helmet on, game face locked in. No drama. No antics. Just execution. What does he do? He starts slinging perfect passes to receivers in solo drills. Not lob checkdowns. Not simple outs. We're talking NFL-level throws, back shoulder fades, cross-field darts, tight window timing routes. In sync reads with the receivers he hasn't even been officially repping with until now. And oh yeah, he's doing this against offenders like Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett lurking nearby. No pressure, right? Except here's the thing. Shedeur eats pressure for breakfast. This isn't a guy who folds when the moment gets real. This is someone who's been under the microscope his entire football life. From playing under his Hall of Fame father, to dealing with media noise, to going undrafted and landing in a quarterback room where he was clearly not the priority. He's still here. Still grinding. Still leveling up. Still making his presence felt every time he gets the smallest crack in the door. And now, that door is about to get kicked wide open. Because those solo reps, that's not nothing. In fact, they're everything. In NFL practice structure, solo reps with WR1S and WR2S are earned, not gifted, not ceremonial. Coaches don't just toss you in for optics. You get those reps because someone, whether it's the OC, a position coach, or even a player, vouched for you, which means this wasn't just a flash in the pan. It was a deliberate test. And guess what? Shedeur passed. Now here's the part that should make Stefanski and the Browns front office sweat a little. This all happened while Shedeur is still technically listed as the emergency quarterback. You know what that means? It means he's not even supposed to sniff these kinds of reps. But somehow, through sheer performance and consistency, he's forced their hand. And let's talk about who he's going up against in practice. This isn't scout team fluff. This is Cleveland's actual defense. A top-tier unit. Myles Garrett, a walking chaos engine on the edge. Denzel Ward, one of the best corners in the league. Practicing against them is like training with live ammunition. Most young QBs would shrink. Sanders, he gets sharper. And now, the whispers are getting louder, even inside the building. Shedeur's looking real polished. He's throwing with confidence. He's processing at NFL speed. And yet, he's still listed third on the chart, behind a veteran who's past his peak and a rookie who's still finding his footing. No shade to Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel. But at this point, we all know what Flacco is. And Gabriel, he's still a work in progress. That's fine. That's normal. That's development. But Shedeur? Shedeur is knocking on the damn door. And he's not knocking politely anymore. He's showing up, showing out, and showing every coach, scout, analyst, and teammate that he deserves a real look. Not the token late fourth quarter, preseason snaps. Not the backhanded, maybe next year, talk. A real look. Because you can't sell this fan base another QB experiment while this guy is throwing lasers on the practice field. Let's not pretend like this is just about a good day at work. This is about trajectory. And Shedeur's is pointing straight up. Why? Because he's got every intangible. Accuracy? Check. Poise? Check. Quick release? Check. Football IQ? Double check. Leadership? Present. Maturity? That's been stamped since day one. And what makes it all so insane is that this was a guy no one drafted. Let that marinate. The Browns, through some combination of luck and overlooked potential, ended up with one of the most intriguing quarterback prospects in the league, for free. And instead of building around him, they buried him behind the depth chart. But it's fine, because Shedeur, he's not bitter. He's not campaigning. He's just letting his game talk. And that game, it's getting loud. So now the pressure's on the Browns coaching staff. Because here's what you can't do anymore. You can't treat Shedeur like a developmental afterthought. Not when he's running drills with the starting WRs and out throwing guys ahead of him. You can't keep saying, we're evaluating everyone equally, when one player is clearly outplaying the rest. And if you think the fans haven't noticed, they're already ahead of you. The comment sections are lit. Brown's Twitter is buzzing. Podcasts are analyzing his footwork and asking, why hasn't he moved up yet? The players? Watching. The national media? Watching. And Shedeur? Waiting. But he won't wait forever. This is a league of windows. You either open them or someone else does. And when that window opens, Shedeur is not going to tiptoe through it. He's going to blow it off the hinges. Let's be real. The Browns haven't had a long-term quarterback answer since forever. Every few years, it's another new name. Another, this time it's different, promise. And every few years, the same result. Now, they have a chance to break that cycle, to stop reaching for Band-Aids and start building something real. And if they blow it, if they let Shedeur Sanders slip through cracks, or worse, walk away because they couldn't recognize what they had, that's not just a coaching failure. That's a legacy one. So here we are. The season's about to start. The Bengals are on the horizon. The spotlight is warming up. And somewhere on that practice field, Shedeur Sanders is still grinding, still throwing, still waiting. But maybe not for long, because one more viral practice, one more injury, one more shaky performance from a safer quarterback, and the Browns won't have a choice anymore. They'll have to do what the fans already know is right. They'll have to play him. So go ahead. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Shedeur ready? Should the Browns pull the trigger now, or risk losing the locker room and the momentum? And if you were Stefanski, how many more viral practices would it take for you to change your mind? Smash that subscribe, because if Shedeur keeps this up, next week's headline might not be, he lit up practice again. It'll be, QB1, Shedeur Sanders' era begins in Cleveland. And honestly, about damn time. The Shedeur Sanders hype train isn't just moving. It's full throttle, downhill, and taking out anything that gets in the way. What started as a quietly impressive string of practices has turned into a full-blown quarterback uprising. The Browns try to stash him in the shadows, bury him under developmental labels, and keep the spotlight on trusted vets. But here's the problem with trying to hide a star. Stars shine anyway. And now, Shedeur Sanders is out here shining like the Cleveland skyline after a win. The more you watch the footage, the more undeniable it becomes. There's a difference in how the team looks when Shedeur's under center. There's a rhythm, a confidence, a spark. The receivers run sharper routes. The offense moves with a sense of purpose. Even the defense gets tighter because they know they're up against the real deal. Let's not gloss over this. Shedeur isn't just completing passes. He's running the offense like he's been doing it for 5 seasons. He's adjusting protections. He's anticipating the breaks. He's throwing guys open. And he's doing it all with calm, surgical execution. No panic, no rookie jitters, no second guessing. And here's the real kicker. He's doing all of this while still being listed as the emergency quarterback. You read that right. After weeks of lighting up practice and gaining reps with the Browns' top wideouts in solo drills, he's still technically third on the chart. Like this is some kind of video game where the coaching staff hasn't unlocked his character yet. Make it make sense. Because while Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel are getting the reps that matter, Shedeur is out there with every throw, every read, every decision, screaming, I'm not just ready, I'm the best quarterback in this room. And yet, the coaching staff continues to play the long game. Or maybe it's the safe game. They keep mumbling about trust, system familiarity, sticking to the plan. But here's the problem with sticking to the plan. When the plan ignores reality, it's already failed. Reality is this. Shedeur is outplaying expectations, outclassing his peers, outworking everyone, and still getting the cold shoulder from decision-makers who seem more afraid of admitting they misjudged him than they are of losing football games. And now, the fan base has had it. You can hear it at practice. You can see it in the replies to every Browns tweet. You can feel it in the energy of a fan base that knows what it's like to fall for false hope and what it's like to finally see something real. Because say what you want about Cleveland fans, they know ball. And they know this isn't just preseason hype. They're watching a young quarterback go toe-to-toe with elite NFL defenders like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, and not just survive, but thrive. They're watching Shedeur read pressure, step up in the pocket, deliver tight spirals into windows that shouldn't exist. They're watching the chemistry build between him and receivers who, by the way, want to catch passes from him. And now we're supposed to believe this guy is just a third-string project. Come on, let's stop pretending. Let's stop gaslighting the fan base. Let's stop spinning this as developmental patience. This is what sabotage disguised as coaching looks like. Now, I get it. No one wants to create a media circus by shaking up the quarterback room a week before the season. No coach wants to admit they may have misjudged a young player. But let me ask you this. What's worse, making the right decision late or making the wrong decision stubbornly forever because time is running out? And if Shedeur doesn't get his shot soon, the Browns won't just risk losing games. They'll risk losing him. Think that's dramatic? Ask yourself how long a guy like Shedeur, who's already proven his work ethic, composure, and playmaking ability, will tolerate being benched behind a 39-year-old stopgap and a rookie he's outplaying. Think the rest of the league isn't watching? Think other franchises wouldn't kill to have a young, hungry QB lighting up their practices? You think Shedeur's camp doesn't know his value? Let's be honest. If Cleveland isn't careful, they're going to end up with a top-tier quarterback on someone else's roster again. And we've seen this movie before, right? Cleveland finally gets a spark at QB. Coaching staff plays it safe. Player gets frustrated. Player leaves. Player thrives somewhere else. Browns fans left with regret and another t-shirt that says, "Next year's ours." But this time, the difference is that we're watching it happen in real time. We're not going to look back in 5 years and say, "Wow, I can't believe we missed it." No, we see it now. The practices, the throws, the progression, the composure. It's all there. So now the Browns are at a crossroads. Again, do they keep pretending Shedeur isn't forcing the issue? Or do they swallow their pride, reevaluate the depth chart, and make the bold move that could actually shift the franchise? Because let's get real for a second. This isn't just about giving a rookie a chance. This is about changing the culture. This is about proving that Cleveland can finally recognize and invest in greatness when it walks into the room. This is about showing the locker room that performance matters more than politics. And most importantly, it's about giving this team and this city something they haven't had in a long time, a future. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just a good story. He's a quarterback with all the tools, the mindset, the leadership, and the composure to be the guy. Not next year. Not in some hypothetical future. Now. So, Coach Stefanski, the clock's ticking. And no amount of cryptic quotes or coach speak is going to stop this momentum. Because Shedeur's not asking anymore. He's showing. And when a player's performance starts speaking louder than the depth chart, it's time to listen. This is no longer a debate. It's not about if Shedeur Sanders is ready. It's not about development timelines. It's not even about whether he fits Kevin Stefanski's precious offensive scheme. We are past all that because Shedeur just forced his way into the conversation, and the Browns, they're out of excuses. And look, I get it. The NFL is political. Quarterback depth charts don't move easily, especially when a team's reputation is on the line. But here's the hard truth the Browns are going to have to face. You can't hide greatness. You can try. You can sideline it. You can call it raw. You can put it behind veterans. You can slow play it to protect your job. But at some point, talent erupts. And Shedeur Sanders? He's erupting. The solo drills? That was the start. The tight window lasers. The poise, the reps with the starting wide receivers. That wasn't a fluke. That wasn't a feel-good story for social media. That was a statement. And whether Stefanski likes it or not, the entire league heard it. This kid didn't come to camp for sympathy. He came to take someone's job. And if you're not watching this unfold in real time and thinking, why are we still pretending this isn't happening? Then you're just not paying attention. Let's talk specifics. Those solo reps weren't handed to him. They were earned. That's not something you get when you're QB3. That's not a token gesture. That's a coaching staff saying, okay, we can't ignore him anymore. Let's see what he does with the real guys. And what did he do? He dropped absolute dimes. Timing? Perfect. Accuracy? Surgical. Composure? Like he's been in the league 5 years. There was one throw, you probably saw it, where he rolled out, looked off the safety, and delivered a frozen rope 25 yards down the sideline, threading it between the corner and the boundary. That's not a camp highlight. That's Sunday football. And it wasn't a one-time thing. It's been building, day by day, drill by drill, rep by rep. He's not flashing. He's evolving. Now ask yourself this. When was the last time a third-string quarterback, an undrafted rookie, mind you, generated this much buzz from nothing but practice footage? Not some overproduced hype tape. Not a PR campaign. Just football. The energy around Shedeur right now, it's organic. It's earned. And it's growing like wildfire. And guess who's feeling it now? The players. That's right. You can feel the tide turning in the locker room. You think those receivers don't know who's delivering the best ball in practice? You think the guys blocking up front aren't noticing who's calm under pressure? Players know. They see it every day. They know when the guy taking second-team reps looks like a franchise QB. And slowly but surely, that belief spreads. It starts with a couple guys nodding on the sideline. Then it's a few more players drifting toward him after drills. Then it's a vet pulling him aside, giving him tips, or even just dapping him up like, keep doing your thing. That's not noise. That's momentum. And let's be real, when you've got that kind of momentum building from within, and the coaches are still dragging their feet, something's off. Is it ego? Is it fear? Is it just stubborn commitment to the plan? Who knows? But here's what we do know. Plans change when reality slaps you in the face. And right now, Shedeur is slapping the Browns' reality with every perfect spiral. Look at the QB room. Joe Flacco? He's a steady hand, sure, but he's not the future. Dylan Gabriel? Talented, but he's still learning. And yet, somehow, both are still ahead of Shedeur on the official chart. Why? No one can say. Not honestly, because in every measurable way, footwork, command, accuracy, decision-making, Shedeur is making a case not just to move up the chart, but to lead it. And here's where things get interesting. The Browns face Cincinnati in Week 1. You know what that means? One shaky start, one injury, one series of stall drives, and the entire city of Cleveland will be chanting for Shedeur. Loudly, relentlessly, desperately, because they've seen the footage. They've seen the flashes. And they know that this isn't just another rookie getting hot in August. This is a quarterback making a claim on the city. And the Browns? They better listen. Because if they don't, and they lose games they could have won with Shedeur on the field, the blowback won't just be from fans. It'll come from inside the building, from the players, from the front office, from ownership. Because if this kid is the real deal and you sat on him out of pride or fear or some twisted loyalty to the process, you're cooked. Let me put it plainly. You can only bench greatness for so long before people start asking why you're scared of it. And right now, a whole lot of people are starting to wonder what exactly Stefanski is afraid of. Is it losing control of the narrative? Is it being wrong about his own depth chart? Is it what happens if Shedeur does get the start and doesn't give the job back? Because if that's the fear, it's valid. Because make no mistake, if Shedeur get a real chance, he's taking it, and he's not looking back. And that's not just fan fiction. That's history. Quarterbacks like this don't come around often. Guys who've got the arm, the mind, the swagger, and the chip on their shoulder to turn a forgotten depth chart spot into a launch pad. You know who did that? Tom Brady, Kurt Warner, Tony Romo, and now, maybe Shedeur Sanders. So, what happens next? That's on the Browns. They can keep playing it safe. Keep pretending that reps don't matter. Keep throwing out tired coach speak about competition, while ignoring the guy who's clearly winning it. Or they can wake up. They can admit that sometimes talent isn't found at the top of the draft board. Sometimes it walks into your building with a famous last name, a drive to prove everyone wrong, and a cannon for an arm, and all it needs is a chance. That's all Shedeur's asking for. A chance. And if the Browns don't give it to him, well, another team will. And then we'll all be sitting here watching him light it up on national television for someone else. And we'll say what Browns fans have said far too many times already. We had him, and we let him go. Let's not do that again.